Project Intent, Scene Socials, Take 1. By now, most of us know that social media was designed to keep us addicted to it. That's like literally what it's for. And yes, there are so many benefits that come from it, like connections. And, I'm not bashing social media. I'm here on YouTube. It's a great way to reach out to people. But if something is consuming you and you're not consuming it, that's the problem, right? So I lightly addressed this in my intro video, but I was in a very interesting space in my life a little bit over a year ago. I had gotten out of a very intense dynamic that just wasn't serving me. And I was at a place where I had allowed myself to get really low. And here's the thing, you can't compromise portions of yourself and expect for the unit to function properly. Like you can't. You have to really show up for yourself in every way. Like that's just how this works. You can't cheat yourself slightly. Like we are ecosystems. Our everything works together. So, man, mentally I just was in a dark place. Physically I wasn't feeling my best. I wasn't looking my best. And spiritually I just was disconnected. And so there was a lot of things I needed to change. I did not know where to start. I did not even plan to start, but I knew I needed to, right? It's like looking back on the series of events that have aligned for me to get to where I am today, like I wouldn't trade anything. I had a personal Instagram account for years, like everybody else. I feel like most people who are actively, especially creatives, just like, on some regular shit. And I wasn't addicted to it, or in my mind I wasn't addicted to it. Like when I incorporate the element of comparison, like I wasn't on my phone as much as majority of people seem to be on their phones, but still I was consuming content more than necessary, seeing what it was for what it is. But we can see a distraction, right? We can see that it is not serving, but that doesn't mean that we are not going to fall for it or even actively engage with it by choice, because it's that easy. And social media is set up for us to be addicted to it. Like, and if you just look at it, like it's like everything is geared towards your individual person. So it's going to keep you on there. We know this by now, but we still are scrolling and justifying it for whatever reason. For me, when I was on TikTok, right? Like, so TikTok, I was like, oh, it's not Instagram. I'll get into how I even got onto TikTok. This is before I thought it was. I thought at my age, I'm still young, but like I thought it was like a young kid thing. This is like 2 years ago. I was like, nah, that's lame. But when I got on TikTok, I was on TikTok. Anyway, when I had an Instagram, when I deactivated my Instagram account, right? I felt the desire to be on my phone, right? So here I am. I went through an incubation period to where I intentionally like just detached from the outside. The only outside I was in was nature. So it wasn't really hard for me to not be on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like when we're outside in social settings, it's just habit to pick up your phone. And like when there's a moment that might be uncomfortable, like, you know what I'm saying? And you want to fill it with some type of something and you don't know how, or you just pick up your phone. And so that wasn't a thing that I had to deal with, but I did feel myself wanting to reach for my phone whenever there was a moment of just peace. You know what I'm saying? And that to me allowed me to see like, yo, that's not cool. And it gave me more of a will to stay off. So I'd been off for over a year. But somewhere in the last couple of months in that time frame, I got onto TikTok because I was getting onto TikTok with intent. You know what I'm saying? And it was fun. It was a good time, and I was able to reach a community of people who were like-minded individuals. And so I got to a place to where I had enough followers to where I could go live. So I was on live reading books, sharing knowledge, just connecting with dope ass human beings, because that's the beauty of social media, right? Just as many cons as there are pros, and a huge pro is being able to connect with humans. But it's like, apart from that, it gets deep, you know? But anyway, I found myself on TikTok caring about the numbers. Like when I started to do a little bit of numbers, I started caring more about the numbers. And that also became apparent. It's like I'm not focused, or I don't want to be focused on the superficiality of these things. Like that shit don't matter. I'm here to learn, love, and like spread light. And that's as simple as it is, right? So I wasn't able to get myself off of the app. God got me out of there. And let me tell you how he did it. So I never signed on to TikTok with my password. I would always just go through my phone. Like my phone would automatically log me on. And one day I had deactivated TikTok, right? And it was like super late at night. And for no reason at all, I decided to re-download the app and get on TikTok. And somehow I disconnected my phone number from the app. And I did not know my password. I literally tried everything. I even considered, this is how mental it is. I even considered, I don't know how serious I was about it, but I was like playing with the idea of going to a hypnotherapist to figure out what my password was for TikTok. And that's crazy. That's a true story. Like, that's mad weird. It's like, let it go. Let it go. It's not that deep. But like, yeah, he got me out of there. So a lot of you may know me from my parents named me on TikTok. I say a lot of you like I am a celebrity, because I am. It don't matter. It don't matter. Numbers. I don't want to ever get stuck in that game. You know what I'm saying? So luckily for me, I didn't have a choice, and I wasn't about to get back on it. So now that I have a social media account for this YouTube channel, and also this project is on Instagram and eventually will be on TikTok, I have to be very cognizant of not getting sucked back into the whole shit, because it's just that easy. I caught myself scrolling for longer than I needed to again, and it's like, yo, it's just that easy to hook you right back in. It's it's not the end of the world. You can really make a shake without an account, as I'm here on Instagram, on social media. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here with intent, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that you snitch on yourself before you even open your mouth. Like, the fruits of your labor, your life shows the person that you are. Like, yes, it's a touchy subject because, you don't want to throw around the word victim, like, because when people are stuck in the loop of being victimized, it's really hard to come to the understanding that we do have a lot more control over certain situations. But it's like, it sucks, because it's like when you're in that cycle, you don't see you're in the cycle, so you continue. You know what I'm saying? So it takes something to get you out of there. And whenever it's your turn, it's your turn. When it clicks for you, it clicks for you, and nobody can force that. But it clicked. You know what I'm saying? It clicked for me, and I was able to see in retrospect, like, how things really moved to even get me here. So knowing how I feel and how I felt, the comparison is just like, it's like, duh, why would I go back to the same habits that I was involved in before? That doesn't make sense to me. And right here, we move in intent. So, you know what I'm saying? Anything is possible. For real, for real. Like, there are people out there like David Goggins, and they make him seem like he's like this super, like crazy guy, in a good way. Like, he's super dedicated. If you don't know who David Goggins is, I'll do the same thing that I did before with Andy Frisella and just edit his thing right there. But I want to say he was a Navy SEAL, but like, he's done a whole bunch of crazy like physical tasks. He was an overweight guy and just went the opposite. He just switched it up, you know what I'm saying, and took care of his health. And now he's just like, if it's like a super motivational dude. And it's like, people look at him as if he is an outlier, and he's an outlier, yeah, sure, but by choice. Like, I really believe that anybody can be a David Goggin of whatever, as long as you are focused on whatever it is that you have in your heart ready to be realized. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I don't know. I know I said a lot of shit, but really and truly, like, everything you do, move with intent. So if you're gonna be on social media, like, take fast every so often and see how it affects you. See, like, what you are inclined to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Anybody can be a David Goggins, but their name. So that's stupid.